welcome to today's little tidbit program. I think it'll be an interesting discussion of different kinds of money. I'm Ron Corser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. You can reach us by phone at 616-301-2581. It's 616-301-2581. Or you can access today's program and all of our other programs and blogs on our website. That website is www.cornerstone-rp.com. That's www.cornerstone-rp.com. So we're going to talk today about different kinds of money. And people say, well, there's only one kind of money. It's green and you can spend it. It's kind of true, but there's really other kinds of money too. And I think it's important for us to just have a brief conversation about these different kinds of monies. So what are they? Well, you know, when I think about it, when I was young, I didn't have any money. I'm probably the only one who was young, never had any money, but I never had any money. So back in the day, all I knew is that how do you make it through life? How do you do well financially? How do you plan for retirement? That thing that seems so far away. And the basic approach was, let's get a good job that pays a lot of money and we can save some money and we'll be okay. And that idea has some merit. It really does. But understanding the different kinds of money, it's important to understand how they work. So the first kind of money is what we call earned money. It's what you get when you go to work. You get a W-2, your employer pays you every week, every other week, take taxes out. And right now, if you're in an employer-sponsored plan, you're maybe putting away some money in a 401k, 403b. That's earned money. And what's one of the advantages? It can be earned quickly. But growing up, and I say growing up after I got a real job, I followed that program. Let's just get a good job with a good company and we're going to be fine. And then along came children. And that changed our whole world because children cost money. And I still am remembering the time when my son and my daughter both had braces. And I think every time we went to see the orthodontist with both of my kids, he came and got his travel brochures out, trying to figure out where he was going to take his next exotic vacation after I had to pay for this. So one of the things that happens if the whole plan is just based on earned income or wages, yeah, you can do it quickly. The downside is that there's other things that come to take that money away from you, so to speak. Not that it's bad. You just have to spend it on different things, on children, on rent, on food, on cars, and buying new tires, things like that. So what you're really doing with this kind of income, and the earned income, is you're trading your time by working for somebody or yourself for money. It's really simple. You're trading your time for money. And over a period of time, you can do well. Can you get rich that way? It's possible if you make enough money and you live long enough to maybe kind of sock some of that away. But it's important to understand that one of the other drawbacks to earned income, what we're going to call, is taxes. And in retirement, we've talked about this a lot, that the two biggest expenses you'll have in retirement are healthcare and taxes. And taxes are always with us, right? We know that. We know that they're probably going to be higher in the future. So the money we earn and try to put somewhere to work for us is really important. So the first part of money is really simple. You go get a job, somebody gives you a lot of dollars, you save some of it, hopefully, you pay your bills, you manage debt reasonably well, and, you know, things should go okay. Does that mean you'll retire incredibly wealthy? I guess it depends on how you define incredibly wealthy. My 8-year-old grandson, Max, I gave him $20 for Christmas, and the first thing came out of his mouth was, "Oh man, I'm rich." So it really is a matter of perspective if you can make it that way. So let's take a look. That's the first kind, W-2 kind of income, wages from working and things like that. So what's the second kind? The second kind we call capital gains. What in the world is capital gains? Well, let's put it this way. You buy a stock or a mutual fund for $10 and you sell it for $12. That $2 profit is called a capital gain. That capital gain can be a short-term capital gain or a long-term capital gain. What's the difference? How do you know? If you buy that stock and you sell it, you get that example, that $2 profit. You sell it at 12 by buying it at 10. If you've held that stock, that mutual fund, that security, for less than a year, less than 365 days, that money is taxed as regular income. If, however, you hold it for 1 year and 1 day, it's taxed as capital gains. And here's the key with capital gains, excuse me, is that those are taxed differently. And it's important to understand that because it can make a great deal of difference in terms of how you use it and value it. So let's think about this. You have, when W-2 income, you have taxable income. It's going to be whatever your tax rate is. With long-term capital gains, if you have ordinary income that's under $39,375, including what you earn from the stock, you'll pay zero capital gains. It's really a tax-free issue. If, on the other hand, you make from about $39,000 to about $434,000, that capital gain, if it's a long-term capital gain, will only be taxed at maximum of 15%. So think about this. If you're making a lot of money, you got a lot of W-2 income, and your tax rate is above 15, say it's 20, the more capital gains you can generate, as long as you don't go over the maximum income level of about $434,000, you're going to pay less in tax on those gains. One of the things that always comes up when people talk about capital gains is, let's talk a little bit about Warren Buffett. He's probably the world's greatest investor. He made his first, I think it was in 1968, I think somewhere there. He made his first big buy. He bought Coca-Cola, and he bought it at about $3.80 a share. Now, the way he does his math is he never sold Coke. He's made millions of dollars on that. His cost on that stock, no matter where the price is today, with all the shares that he's bought, is still about $3.80. But what does he earn from that? He earns a dividend. And that's another kind of income. There's a dividend. And what does the dividend do? Well, the dividend is the same as regular income. So he can end up paying less in income than a lot of other people. It's kind of like a passive, think about it as passive income. A dividend paying stock, they generate profits. If they give you the profits in terms of a dividend, you end up paying potentially less in taxes. So if we think about it, three kinds of income. One is wages, W-2. One is capital gains. And then passive income is another one. And that's where you really don't do a lot of heavy lifting. You make your money work for you. Now, before we get into this, let's get back to capital gains. What is a drawback potentially trying to earn capital gain income? You have to have money to put somewhere to buy a security so that it'll generate a capital gain. That means out of your W-2 income, if that's what you're working with, you have to be able to take some of that and put it aside, invest it in a stock, a security, something that you hope will grow. And you have to let it sit there for a long time. It's not a get-rich-quick kind of a deal. So passive income is a little similar to that, but let's think it through. A great kind of passive income can be something like rental property. There are a lot of people we have as clients who have rental properties, and that income is taxed a little differently, but it comes from being able to have a property that you can lease out and rent. You can also real estate invest in something called a REIT, R-E-I-T, where you put money into an investment firm and they do the investing in the real estate. So these are a couple ways that you can make money work different for you. Passive income can be earned without doing any work. That's an advantage. The disadvantage is it takes, like capital gains, it takes a while to earn. You have to be patient. You have to make what are hopefully great decisions on where to put that money to work for you. But long term, it's a great way to increase your wealth and your net worth. If we think about the really wealthy people, they've made their money investing in real assets, which can be rental properties, okay? They've made money investing in stocks that have a long-term record of paying dividends and reinvesting perhaps dividends. So when you think about accumulating wealth, building your net worth, a couple things come to mind. The thing we've always talked about is diversification. How do you diversify among different asset classes? Well, think about it this way. W-2 income is one kind of asset class for you. Dividend-paying stocks are another kind of asset, somewhat more of a passive kind of an asset. You're not doing any heavy lifting. You're just allocating some of your money to go over into that investment. Or you can buy real estate things, passive income that generate cash flow to you. Long term, the more you can do on the dividend paying side and the passive income side, the potential for accumulating wealth on a long-term basis really increases, dramatically increases if you're patient and you're fortunate enough to make some good decisions when it comes to investing. So going back to the three kinds of income, three kinds of wealth, three kinds of things we need to deal with is one is working for the man, going to work every day. You're trading time for money. You can generate capital gains. You're not doing a lot of the heavy lifting, or even with passive income that can be earned from dividend-paying stocks or real estate investments, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of ways to go after it. The best way to approach it is to work with an advisor who can help you with this. And again, one of the keys to what we've just talked about is, yes, you have to choose the right kind of assets. You have to be able to say, I'm going to allocate my money fundamentally across different lines. But the other part is, do you work with an advisor that'll help you develop what we call a tax strategy for your investments? Because I told you earlier, taxes are going to go up. They really are. They're going to be the biggest expense you have next to healthcare. So a lot of times, in addition to an asset allocation program, you should work with an advisor that can help you with a tax allocation program. We do that all the time with our clients here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners. We help people create an investment strategy, but we also help them create a tax strategy to manage that investment. Because of what value is it if through taxes or mismanagement of a tax strategy, you end up paying 20, 30, or 40% of your gains when you could have only paid maybe 10. So it's important to put both of them together. We can help you do that. I'm Ron Corser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. You can give me a call at 616-301-2581. We can talk about how you're allocated in terms of investment strategy with W-2 income, passive income, that kind of thing, capital gains. We can also help you overlay that. And it's really important to do that. A tax management strategy that'll help you minimize taxes over the long haul. So give us a call here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581, or go to our website for today's program, www.cornerstone-rp.com. That's www.cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there. We'll reach out to you and give you the information you need to make really good decisions. And today's program and all of our other programs and blogs are on the website also. It's a great source of information. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm Ron Corser. Have a blessed day today.
Tune into Cornerstone Retirement Partners' full radio program, Your Course to Retirement, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock at News Radio WOOD, or visit cornerstone-rp.com for many valuable resources, including those mentioned on this show and other great episodes of Your Course to Retirement.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor.
Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group is solely an indication that the financial advisor has attended training provided by Ed Slott and Company, passed biannual examinations on material covered at conferences and in webinars, and met other membership requirements, and does not constitute an endorsement of any kind. Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group members pay a fee for the educational programs that allow them to be included in the Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group. Membership does not guarantee investment success. Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services.
Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.